So in 2 hours, 1 hour I can't give you, but I'll tell you some basic principles. Now please try to understand how to work this, how to understand this, what life is talking about. What you do. Success means goal. Attainment of goal, right? Attainment of. Now let us take goal as result. Let us translate it into result. But what result we want? Let's go little bit of mathematical. Because actually at the end of the day, management means we should convert into figures. I know a businessman is not very educated. He says, I don't see anything. I see at the end of the day is it red or balance sheet is showing red or is it blue? I am not interested in anything else. I want these figures there. And you will be shocked. Management is so important that about 30 years back, another person, he was the topmost steel industrialist of UK, and he was asked this question, please tell us something about steel. He says, I do not know anything about steel, I only know the spelling of steel. And you know steel tycoon of UK? You do not know anything about steel? Well, no, I only know how to make money out of steel. I only know how to make money out of steel. And another thing I tell you, there is another person, at that time it was Rockefeller. And his friends, my friend's father, he was only 22 years old, he had gone to America and he had taken an apartment with Rockefeller. So he is no more now. Rockefeller was richest about 40 years back when he was the top oil giant of states. They are rich today also, but that time he was almost on the top of the world. So he had taken an appointment that I want to meet you. I want to ask you only one question. So he went and met him and he asked him a question, simple. What is the secret of his success? And you know what he said? I know to use others' brains for my profits. I know how to use the brains of others for my profit. And remember, you may be very successful as a person serving others. Doesn't make that you become a very good entrepreneur. Entrepreneur is something different and working is something different. I was also shocked. But maybe 3-4 years back in Bombay, I read in the midday that the highest paid person from the banking industry, obviously, his salary was 834 crores a year. How much? 834 crores a year. That was his salary package. What he used to receive in the end of the year. So, but then also he was not an entrepreneur. Our Chola Wala was greater than him because Kamcha Chalata is an entrepreneur. He's an entrepreneur. Yes, entrepreneurial spirit is not this. This is what someone told me that one of you answered that not understanding our own capabilities and then engaging them. Don't think that you can manage you may be a very good manager, manage a whole industry. It's not necessarily you become a very good entrepreneur. So understand your spirit and you work in that, you will be more successful. Then that means you will be more happy. In India, what happens with us, the biggest problem with us is this: we only see money. We don't see that where we get satisfaction. That's why the Westerners are more successful than us, because from our very childhood, our parents also, is dhande mein paisa hai. You take up chartered accountants, then you'll have a bunch of people joining chartered accountants. Then at one point in time in the 60s, it was lawyers. Everyone was trying to become a lawyer. I think that you know it better. And then you had this, now you got this MBA thing. Now I don't understand. Someone called me to this in Jaipur. They had they started an MBA college, and I was really shocked when I saw the teachers there. I said, my God, these people, they may not be knowing the spelling of MBA also properly, but what MBA actually means. And they got schools, but because, why? Because this thing, MBA is the in thing. No, sorry. Bill Gates left education because he was more interested in computers. And he was successful. So please, when you take up specialization also, maybe finance, maybe marketing, maybe sales, don't go that what is more open, that you got more job opportunities. Go in what you actually you like doing it. That will help you more. So we come to results now. How to basically come to that? The goal is result. Now remember in life, in result I'm removing this goal here because I want to deal with goal and results. Goal and Are they same or different? Goal and fruit are same or different? How do you say so? Why do you say so?
Fruit is what we actually achieve.
What we achieve in goal?
We want.
We want. Fruit, what we can say also in two ways. Fruit is two things. What we want to achieve and what we have achieved. Both things are denoted by fruit. Goal is what we want to achieve. But actually goal also means what we have achieved. But there is a difference between the two.
Short-term goal is fruit. Achievement of short-term goal is fruit.
Okay. And what is fruit?
Result.
Please. Just bear with me now. Fruit is something which you want to enjoy. That means you want to enjoy this. And goal is something which you want to attain, not enjoy. Now what do you mean by that? You say, I don't understand. In your life, you make a goal, but please don't make it a fruit. You say, what do you mean? That means that till I don't attain this goal, I will not be happy. Repeating. Goal, you set a goal, but don't make it a fruit. If you make that goal a fruit, that means you are setting up milestones for happiness. You got this road, you got this milestone, this milestone, this milestone. Right? You say that when I become this is my, like you have temporary goal and permanent goal. I want to be happy, but maybe there are stages to come to this happiness. Now what you do is this, you say, for example, I'll become a manager, I'll be happy. Then after you become a manager, if I become a GM, then I'll be happy. If I become a vice president, I'll be happy. If I become a VP, I'll be happy. If I become president, I'll be happy. Now what are you doing? You're setting up milestones for happiness. That means during this time, what will you be? Unhappy. So what do? This is the Gita's first basic principle on management. Treat your effort as your fruit. That is the first basic principle of Gita. That treat every step you take as fruit and let this remain as goal. You attain it, good. Don't attain it, I'm already happy. Then what will happen? Your productivity will improve or decrease. Otherwise, you will be every time in tension. And what is tension? Please understand one thing. Hindi mein there are two words, dukh and tension. हम कहते हैं तनाव, suffering and tension. Actually, suffering is something, tension is something which you bring upon yourself, and suffering is something which has already happened. Now, what is tension? Thinking of the abstract is known as tension. Why? This is the future. This is you. Right? This is future. Now why would you have tension? Because this is not in your hand. So when a thing is not in your hand, what would you have? So you are actually inviting the suffering which would happen later or would never happen now into your life. You say, अरे मैं दुखी नहीं हूँ भाई, एक साल के बाद सोचता हूँ उसके बाद क्या होगा, नौकरी नहीं मिली तो क्या होगा, उसके बाद ये होगा. Your education also got fired. And suffering means it happened. Like for example, I'll give you some example. Scooter आया, oh maybe I meet with an accident. And I get a fractured leg and I'm lying in the hospital. Oh. This is called tension. And suffering means accident. A thing which has not happened, maybe it never happens.